In today's park spotlight, we are looking at a nearly end-to-end park, which took our creator nearly 500 hours to build, featuring over 16 roller coasters, 26 flat rides, 2 dark rides, and a log flume across this park's 4 themed areas, which include industrial, medieval, jungle, and Viking. Quite an interesting mashup indeed. This park is looking to be very polished and jam-packed full of rides and attractions. So without further delay, ladies and gentlemen, let's dive on into today's park tour. Hey-o, my Planet Coaster friends, Johnny 5 Alive here, and welcome back to another episode of Park Spotlight. Today we're going to be featuring Generic Islands, the not-so-generic theme park. As mentioned, it's packed full of ungeneric content. It's created by Kutmandur, an advanced builder in this community, as well as a Ruby Patreon supporter. Getting right to the front of the line is Kutmandur. If you guys want to support the show and get priority spotlight, we are featuring all of the patrons first for the return of Park and Coaster Spotlight. So check it out. Kutmandur says for us here today, "Heyo everyone, this is my first and only park I ever worked on in Planet Coaster. It started out from just trying some stuff, but then escalated into an almost end-to-end park featuring 4 themed areas. Those are industrial, medieval, jungle, and Viking. In total, I built 16 coasters, 26 flat rides, 2 dark rides, and a log flume. Over 200,000 pieces in 3,700 scenery groups are used to immerse you into the park experience." Holy good googly moogly, that is awesome. The whole park took me about 460 hours to build. That is quite the time investment and commitment. Good on you, Kutmandur. And then they say, "My community on Twitch helped out by providing support and energy during times that I was frustrated about bugs and controls. I would suggest starting the tour to the left since that's the oldest area. It's interesting to see in this park how I progressed as a builder from the very beginning to now. Sadly, there is still a bug in the Gold Hunt Darkride where the camera doesn't turn with the ride vehicle. Interesting. I hope you have as much fun exploring the park as I did building it." That's very fun. So yeah, we will definitely start on the left side and progress all the way around. As they mentioned, 460 hours. Jumping into the game, you're building an area, you're gonna get better as you go. So we're gonna see like a really cool progression of, rides and scenery getting better as we get deeper into the park. And I'm actually pretty excited about that. That's really cool. So they did say their Twitch community helped provide support. So we do take social links. Even if you guys want to shout out when you get featured, we definitely do that. We're looking at twitch.tv/coastingthroughgames, spelt exactly like it reads. I'll put a little link down in the description, as well as we'll bring it up on screen here. So go support Kutmandur through twitch.tv. If you're looking to see some more interesting Planko builds, love to support our creators here. As always, share codes will be down in the description below if you want to download this park for yourself. And last but not least, they also provided custom media, which we'll have a link for that as well. I guess that's one of the highlights, the not so generic features of this park, is there's a whole media folder full of custom audio, custom images, and that sort of thing, which is going to add a level of immersion that you don't normally see from the typical vanilla style theme parks. So it should be a unique and interesting experience because we have not seen a whole lot of parks use custom media up until this point, as that feature didn't come out right away. All right, that's everything, guys. Let's jump right on into today's park tour. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Generic Islands. It's so generic, it's insane. Usually I start at the park entrance, but I just wanted to highlight a few things that we probably saw in the B-roll. I got a ton of B-roll. There's just so much cool stuff to look at in this park. I mean, look at this shot right here. This is layers of complexity that you don't normally see from an advanced builder, but this builder started as unranked and worked their way up to advanced builder through the process of doing challenges while working on this park, mind you. And I would have to say I'm thoroughly impressed, and we're gonna have to talk about upping their rank by the end of this video because there's so many captivating views and vistas, and you can definitely see the evolution as they mentioned in their introduction. Even though this is their first ever area that they built, industrial's kind of a hard one to pull off. Yeah, some of the buildings are a little bit boxy, but the composition's really wild, right? The way you kind of made the supports look like almost cranes holding it up. It's all winding and weaving around these smokestacks and industrial buildings, mixing in those flat rides and the coaster supports. It really comes out as something special. It looks really darn incredible for your first area of the park, and as you would have saw where I started us off, it evolves into layers upon layers of beautiful compositions. I think those are signs of an absolutely incredible builder. What we're seeing over here looks to be on the level of what I've featured from previous legend builders. I hope you guys agree, because that is looking stellar. And then we rewind all the way back to the beginning, and I will say this park entrance needs a little love, and that's why I didn't start here. You just have the flat roof, and then the train goes over top. I think some archways, so the train is layered through the archways, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, or something big here with your character highlighted in the middle. Directional forces drawing your eye to the center of it all. It's just kind of cut off there. A couple peaks and flags and what have you could have really helped a lot. So maybe just a word of advice for builders: place a placeholder entrance down, just like block it out, and then do your entrance last, because it's the first thing we see, right? And had I just said, hey everybody, welcome to the video right here, it'd be hard to convince everybody how amazing this park actually is. And that's why we do things differently here. We showcase you all the goodies to come. We tease and sneak peek everything that you have to look forward to. Yeah, and then we drop ourselves in and start the tour. But yeah, build your park entrance last, because you're going to be an expert by the time you're done your parks. Now, funnily enough, I let in 8,000 guests, and the park was feeling a little dead. That's how big this park is, guys. It's incredible. So I let in another 4,000. We're at the cap now. We're going to be having 12,000 guests. 4,000 more are pouring through as we speak. And as requested by Kutmandur, we're going to be looking at their industrial area first, because it's the first thing they ever built in Planet Coaster. And I gotta say, it's pretty darn impressive, as I just mentioned previously. For, tackling an industrial is also a bit of a tough one, right? It's not only tough, it's very hard to, unless you're going like all steampunky and getting really crazy with it, it's going to be a lot of bricks. It's going to be a lot of, stacked cubes. And it's going to be very difficult to jazz it up. But I see a lot of windows. The building could use a little bit of trim. Even just one big blocky trim all the way down the side is going to make that pop a little bit more. That sort of thing. Yeah, for sure. I would just make it a little bit more bold. But we're seeing a lot of detail in the builds themselves to break up the monotony of what could have otherwise been a brick cube. So looks like we have the first, literally called the Cube Company. This is the standby line and the express line. Let's do the standby line and check this out. We have, what did I say, 16 roller coasters to check out in this park. If we have 4 zones, quick math is going to be about 4 coasters per area, but then there's also some dark rides and flat rides. Are we going up to go back down? Oh, we are. What was the purpose of that? Oh, it is. Oh, it's called the Cube Company because it's the Cube Flat Ride. So there are 26 of these going ham on the flat rides. Now, it's not the funnest to ride flat rides unless we're doing a flat ride spotlight where people are just going buck wild on the dressing, because you can do a lot with flat rides now that you can attach things to them and theme them. That looks pretty much standard out of the box, plop down, and I guess that's setting the tone. I'm going to assume most of them are like that. So filling up your park with a bunch of generic flat rides it's okay. It's a good filler. You look around, you see mechanical things, you see rides everywhere, and it's a good way to fill out your area, right? However, what I prefer and what I would recommend to people is just have like maybe either have a bunch of filler flat rides in your areas and have like one hero flat ride that really like represents the area and you go really buck wild on the theming, right? I would much prefer like 2 or 3 really good flat rides in an area that you're like, this is outstanding and you want to ride it. Therefore, it becomes an attraction of itself rather than just background noise, right? But this creator just wanted to fill out the area, so we get it. It's just unfortunate that I'm going to have have to accidentally stumble across 26 queues that could all potentially be flat rides. But nonetheless, we have found our first coaster of the day. I didn't see the name of it, and it doesn't say the name in here, so we'll take a look after. I was yammering. There's a look at the ride stats if you want to see them. 1.2 miles in track length, 32 kilometers per hour is the max speeds. Everything else here, G-forces and all that. It's green across the board. Let's freaking go. We'll kick this one off in front bumper, I think. I just noticed, I think this is actually a spinning coaster. So we should definitely sit this one in seat view. Yeah, it absolutely is spinning. But I was going to say, that was actually pretty incredible. I wonder if there's a better seat. Yeah, I kind of want to sit at the back, and then we can see the people spinning in front of us as well. From the POV of track view, that was incredibly smooth, a wild experience. And now we get to go again in a completely different format. Let's see how crazy this spins. Hopefully there's a little bit of control on here. Let's go. All right, pretty awesome. I get dizzy pretty quickly, and I did not get dizzy on that one. There were some pretty happy accidents where it was banking and turning at the same time, and it lined up really nicely. It's pretty darn tough to control a spinning coaster, but as mentioned, I think the coaster layout is spectacular, and the actual composition of it all is out freaking standing. Look at that. I love it. Absolutely incredible. That is the first coaster of 16 in this theme park here today. And if that is a sign of things to come, I think it's going to be an absolutely banger park spotlight. Okay, Steelbender Industries. Now, as I previously mentioned, we could, I don't think you would have a queue this long for a flat ride, but I could be mistaken. It is an industrial sector after all, so everything is going to be big and bold. Based off the names of things, I don't know if they're going to be flat rides or not until we get there. So I definitely feel like this is a coaster, though. I didn't quite catch the name of the last coaster. I'm going to have to look again. Steelbender Industries. That's a fun logo there. I really like that. Yeah, this is quite the adventure. Taking us through the whole industrial sector, through building into another building. An experiment is ahead. Oh, really? Oh. Okay, let's get on this. Okay, let's do seat view again. Well, no, we got flail. We'll do track view. Front bumper. Holy freaking good googly moogly. Great googly moogly, everybody. These are wicked sick coasters. I really like them. This one actually, it's using the switch tracks, the trick tracks, and it has the ominous music, the Gears of Fear music. I don't know why it's so, this is a little bit strange. I do want to see some of the areas at night. Can we go to a next coaster train? All right, this one's leaving now. I want to see the nighttime lighting. It had like a bit of an ominous feel to it. Here we go. And there's something written on the roof that I wanted to read. I might have to pause it, but... Yeah, this was a nice little touch too. The door opened up. You can't really see it from this view, but the crane swung forward. I like the little jump scares, and it's kind of hard to do that with this industrial theme, but if you can read this, you pause the game. You son of a gun. That's freaking hilarious. I had to pause the game. Okay, I like this. The flashing room. This is definitely one to ride at night. I don't know if there's any signs indicating that you should ride this at night or not, but definitely do suggest that if there's one that's particularly better at night. And honestly, it's a bit of a spooky coaster ride. I like it. Very good at night. The nighttime lighting in the inner area is really, really good. Outside, you could have used a little bit of work, but overall, it's a fantastic experience. Really, really top-notch stuff. Kutmandur is pulling out all the stops on this park. I love it. Absolutely. Great park to return back to Park Spotlight, you guys, and we got plenty in the vault. More amazing stuff to come. That was great. Okay, let's, I mean, we might as well walk around a little bit at nighttime here and see what the ambience is like. Got some pictures here. There we go. Photo booths. Love to see it. I did download a whole bunch of custom media. I want to keep, yeah, like this is custom media. So they built their own like queue line, waiting times for the entire industry, and a shout out to their Twitch channel, Coasting Through Games. Yeah, definitely go check out Kutmandur on Twitch, you guys. Absolutely. All right, let's head back on in here and see what else we can find. I love all the heavy Gears of Fear, like heavy metal music. It really sets the tone of this industry. Ampere, what was the, I'm lost now. Well, too bad. I'm gonna pop out for a sec. So the first coaster we went on was Ampere, and that was the spinning coaster. And then we went on Steel Bender, which is the multiverse. And we have a single rail over here. So I definitely want to check that out. Let's pop back down. So that's the exit station there. Oh my heavens. Express delivery, single rail. I love how bold this is, right? Like I said, industrial is hard to pull off, but then you go with these big bold fonts and everything bold, the cranes, yeah, look at this. We got shipping cargo in and out for the express delivery. You're having fun with the theme, and I think that's actually really important. The cranes everywhere. There's a look at the stats if you want to see them. Definitely doing track view for a single rail for the smoothest ride experience possible. Let's freaking go. All right, another fantastic single rail, very smooth overall. Let's check it out at night one more time, just in case this one has that spooky atmosphere. I'm also noticing, I think this music is custom. Don't recognize it from Planet Coaster. Hopefully we don't have any issues in post for uploading this. No copyright strikes or like anything like that, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Okay, pretty dark and spooky so far. Let's do it. Okay, there it is. There's our photos, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, it's in test mode. Did it break down or something? Because the guests are all trying to get in there. And that is our fantasy area. Huge fortress walls. Love to see it. Haven't seen a whole lot of fantasy in Planet Coaster 2 thus far, right? And we do have the fantasy pack from Planet Coaster 1 that's been imported. It's just going to take a little while for people to get building with it and that sort of thing. So it's going to be a while yet. Now, I'm assuming there's about 4 coasters in each area. We went on 3, so I'm figuring like there's gonna be what is this little guy? There's gonna be one more, I would imagine. Look at this guy, little blueberry. What's he doing over here? And here we go, Steamco Railways. I'm assuming this is our train ride that takes us around the park. It's probably just a transport ride. Well, we can always backtrack, but why don't we actually take a ride on the train to the fantasy area? Oh, it's going that way, which takes us to the last area. Well, you know what? Beep, beep. Darn it, we got another one pulling in here. This is usually something I would do at the end of the video to give us a different view of everything from to take a look at everything from a different perspective, but we could switch it up here today. I think doing it this way will give us a little sneak peek of the amazing stuff to come, because the Viking and jungle area looked really fantastic from the B-roll that I captured for the intro of the video. And we'll end off in the fantasy area, which is our next destination. So we'll get a look at everything. So if you want to skip ahead, we usually put, I pretty much always put timestamps in the description for each of the ride attractions. So if that's just something you want to, jump ahead to, skip the train ride, you can find yourself on the next ride by using the timestamps below. Love the little blimps. We got a gigantic, chunky pink penguin. And this blueberry is like your thing. There's a blimp, and then there was one on stage. I'd love to know the backstory of the blueberry, and I'd love to see some more. Maybe you can animate them, get them to dance, do a little performance, a show, if you will. And we are now officially in the Viking area. Not always are these transport rides, great experiences, but sometimes they can be. So I always like to check them out in these mega parks. This so far is a pretty good tour. Sometimes we could just get the tunnels and the back areas that aren't really fully themed, but this is quite spectacular. Going right through the forge here. They're building ships, the shipyard. I love to see it. This Viking area is really, really captivating. I will say it's up there with the legends and stuff. I mean, look at this. It's gorgeous. The way you did all the woodwork and integrating the ponds and the trees and the layers. There's stuff up below, there's stuff in the mid, there's some stuff down below. There's even some caves and secrets to discover underneath us, which I was very excited to find out about. Yeah, tons to uncover here, so we're definitely saving the best for last here today. Absolutely. Look at all that. Little fountains. We're making the climb up now. We got a massive Giga coaster there. I'm a little sad that it doesn't wrap around the whole park, but it looks pretty awesome nonetheless. There's no better way to conclude your park build by wrapping a 4-kilometer exploration coaster all the way around the outside. Look at this. Absolutely insane heights. Okay, some custom music in here. Custom Viking music. Oh, what do we got over here? Oh, we're gonna have to take another look at that. If I saw that right, you got like pigs or animals or something on that wheel. That's cool. Yeah, this is a beautiful shot here. Oh, we got a couple floaters. Got to ride your train again. Uh-oh. Nice view coming through here. Stunning vistas. I like the different variation of water. You had the murky pond back in the last area. Now we have the nice clear water going into the tropics, right? And that is one of the advantages, having multiple different water sources in Planet Coaster. You can actually get them to change the vibe and the feel of your area, theming and matching that. And we have that nice lush tropical feel here. The vibrant blue stands out amongst all of that green, whereas the swampy would just kind of blend in and make it very monotone. Yeah, this is very nice. I got a shot of this earlier. I would have done something similar with your park entrance there. So learn from your own builds. That poor park entrance. Okay, now we're in the tropical area. This area is freaking massive. It's so massive that it might even come across as a little bit claustrophobic. It was kind of difficult to get nice shots of the jungle. Wow, look at this. All this inner workings. You got coasters going through here. This is cool. Really, really cool. And this is what I was about to get to. This was the next point in my little rant. Is it was really hard to get like top down and like vista shots of the jungle because it's just all trees. And I know there's like little angles and little nooks like this where it just looks breathtaking and captivating. So it's one of those ones where you have to like peel through the pages a little bit to find the gems. Right? And there are ways to work around that. Like, I think if you're gonna do a jungle, try to like open up the middle somewhere, make an oasis, make some sort of opening for a grand reveal slash crunch centerpiece. Like, this looks gorgeous, right? And some of the stuff gets lost amongst the trees, but I think it's gonna be one of those things where you're gonna really be able to appreciate the beauty of it when we're actually walking around all those custom paths. And it's going to be a little bit maze-like because there's no landmarks or vistas revealing to, you know, usually you have like a opening or something, you'll see a landmark in the background. I can't even see the temple in the middle of the park because it's just kind of surrounded by trees. That's why I suggested kind of having a few clearings is all. But other than that, it looks extremely detailed, and I think we're gonna find a lot of beauty to discover down there, and some pretty fun rides at that. So here we go. We got a gigantic wooden coaster, potentially. Yeah. Oh, that's perfect for the medieval area. Wrapping all the way around that giant medieval building, going through the tunnel, and we are now arriving in the medieval area. It is quite a mashup, an interesting mashup at that. Going from industrial to medieval to jungle to Viking, but this creator's probably started this park about the time the Planet Coaster was released, so there wasn't a lot to choose from, right? So Viking has been a pretty standard theme overall throughout a lot of these park spotlight experiences so far, but industrial has not been, and that is the first thing you tackled. So I love the fact that you booted up the game and said, I'm not going to do mythology, aquatic, Viking, I'm gonna do industrial. But you did end it off with Viking. But that's okay, it's quite nice. I like this little meadow here. It does have a fantasy feel to it. I feel like I'm playing Fable or something. By the way, who's stoked for Fable relaunch? That might be my most anticipated game of the year. I might be more excited about that than Grand Theft Auto, dare I say. I just love RPGs, though. I'm a nut for RPGs, you guys. All right. Going into the castle walls we are. Look at that. All custom walls on these builds. Very medieval, almost German feeling. We gotta pull into the station so we can get off in the station. Here we are, we have arrived. Fun train ride. I actually thoroughly enjoyed that. You did a great job of like running the train right through the center of your villages. I have a little bit concerns. This music is awesome, and I'm really hoping we don't get any issues with copyright strikes or anything like that, because it's actually making the experience quite enjoyable and different than the average park spotlight using Planko music. Royal repasts? I don't even know what that word means. Hello. I would have definitely raised the ceiling on this. Is there an upper level or something? Is there a reason why we're so low down? It feels like there's a pathway above us. Maybe there's a second level? Yeah. I would have made that second level much, much higher. The low, yeah, this, ooh. See, this is what I was hoping for from the bottom layer. But this is quite nice, indeed. Very cool. We have a restaurant rivals going on right now. I'm curious to know if Kutmandur, our creator here today, participated in that, and if there's anything that he learned from it that they could take to their theme parks. And that is the fun thing about Channel 5 Gaming Contest, guys. Come join us on Discord. Challenges are going to be making a return within the next month or two. We have the contest going. We didn't have any challenges while the contest was going. Tax House Twister. There's for a flat ride there. Yeah, we didn't want to have any. We wanted people to focus on the rivalry, the shop contest, because we really wanted people to not be distracted by 1,000 things going on. We find it's very hard for builders who want to participate in challenges, don't want to miss any, and also be working on a contest simultaneously. But the point I was trying to bring it all back around, a lot of the challenges, a lot of the contests that we do are very much related to skills and things that are going to help you build better as a theme park builder. And in many cases, what you do for the contests can be used in contests and challenges can be used in whatever park you're currently working on. You know, I've been thinking about this a lot lately. If there's a way I can do a series of challenges, a series of mini contests that lead up into one giant overall contest, whereas you complete all of the challenges, you therefore have completed a mini park or something like that. So I've got some ideas for that to, you know, further emphasize the importance of doing these things, as they're going to overall make you a better theme park builder. This is a really nice walkway back here. Is this some sort of coliseum or joust in there? Like, I feel like that's there's something going on in there that I want to check out. There's stands. Oh, did you decorate those? They are horses. It is a joust. Oh my heavens. Oh, that is exciting. Oh, we got to go in there. That's super fun. I love it when people, like, now that you can actually decorate the coaster trains and put like assets on them, you turned it into a horse. And I love it when people theme their coasters around their theme. Use like the right, like, look at this. It's like a single cart coaster, little Hop the Gap style coaster, and you put a horse on it. It's incredible. What a brilliant idea. One of these is the exit. One of them is the entrance. Ah, they're both entrances. We'll do the express line. Oh my heavens. I'm so excited to be a jousting horse. Let's go. Oh my God. Fluffy head. Okay. We gotta find a way to pull this out. We can do look forward. Yeah, that might actually work. Just got this horse head. Let's go! Thematically, it's a fun family coaster. Game wise, I would have loved to maybe like time it, dual sync it, or Mobius style sync it, where the coasters go at each other head on, and you have like this nice strip where they're heading at each other, and then maybe one kind of like has a bit of jank as if it got hit. That might be kind of fun, just to kind of seal the deal on the theming, match the experience to that of the theme. These are all fantastic looking flat rides. We might have to check out one of the queues for them just to see if the interiors are, yeah, siege weapons. The catapult. Yeah, I want to see how these interiors are decorated. The flat rides themselves look pretty bare bones, straight out of the game, right? Doesn't look like it's decorated in any way. Would have been cool if you actually turned it into a big siege weapon by having, like, you know, I don't know what they're called, battering rams on the edges of these, smashing through a wall or something. But you did make the theme, the queue pretty thematic, which I like to see. There we go. Maybe we can get a good view of the park here. There it is. Woo! Yeah, with the ability to attach pieces to it and also animate pieces, you could smash right through a castle wall with one of these, which would be fantastic. Okay. Yeah, I like the queues. I like the atmosphere. The interiors are really nice. We can even grab a gelato on the way out and some juice. Love it. Woo! Flashbang. Look at all that. That castle's a very interesting look to it. Gives me Princess Amelie vibes from Project Planko, which I'm a fan of. Okay, we got some signs here. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, that's the industrial, the wall hopper, the jousting battle, the king's quest. I like the signs that are little like wooden swords. That's fun. Okay, well, let's head up to this king's area. King's quest. I want to go on a quest right through the garden. Ooh. Oh, what is this music though? It gives me Jump King? What is that game called? I think it's called Jump King, right? Gives me Jump King vibes. Ooh. Let's get a view from up here. Oh, a little car ride. Look at how gorgeous this is. Very nice. Okay. This is quite the epic climb. Quite the quest. There's a view from the very top. Woo! The King's Quest. All right. Oh, nice balcony. Viewing area. There's the very entrance of the park back there. I see some spotlights. We might have to check this one out at night as well. And here we go. The King's Quest. This is an epic climb for this queue. Okay. I was kind of hoping that the queue would take us through like the Grand Hall or something like that. But maybe the coaster actually does that. Ooh, okay, we got a launch coaster here. Let's check it out. Couple guests going on. Here's a look at all the test results if you'd like to see them. And we're gonna drop this into a track view. Woo! Another absolutely fantastic coaster experience. And I love the use of the momentum here. Launching right out of the castle gates, going all the way down to the lakeside, a quest downstream, and right back up into the castle. Hey, another incredible coaster. I love how we're up so high up the mountain. We take a journey down, a quest down, and then we go right back up. Really cool music, great ambience, great nighttime lighting, fantastic layout on the coaster, very smooth at that. It's just going to be a bit of a climb to get back down, isn't it? Is there anything else up here that we're going to miss before we head back down? I was going to say, this would have been a perfect opportunity to use some Baldur's Gate 3 music. It's all free use. It's some of the best music out there in terms of medieval fantasy style music. There's a look at the lighting for this area. A nice golden glow to everything. It's looking really nice. We'll switch it back to day here and just have a poke around. In fact, I want to do this segment by segment. I'm gonna just check the industrial area, make sure we didn't miss anything. Okay, looks like we hit it all. And we'll do the exact same thing over here before moving on. Obviously, we have this gigantic wooden coaster to go on. The wall hopper. Let's hop the wall, guys. This is gonna be fun. The massive Woody sprawling across the entire area of this themed area of the park. High hopes for this one. Music's been really fun, as long as I don't have to edit it all out afterwards. What are you talking about? I can't hear any music. All right, here we go. There are the test results if you want to see the 1.3 miles in length, 101 kilometers per hour. Why is it displaying meters? Oh, meters. 1.3 kilometers in length. I'm Rusty at Planet Coaster, guys. My favorite way to ride this is look forward at the back. It is a Woody after all. Let's go. Gorgeous view at the top of the lift. And a great look at the King's Quest and car ride down below. We have to go check out the car ride before we leave. Woo! Here we go. That is a lot of fun. Actually hopping the walls several times, getting some good speed on there, great layout, going through the village. I love everything about it. Let's see if we have any nighttime lighting on this. We'll give everybody a front bumper POV for the smoothest ride experience possible. And there it is. Incredible experience there. We have one more thing to check out, which would be the car ride. And then it's off to get lost in the freaking jungle. I'm pretty excited about the jungle. Most excited about the Viking area. This is a jam-packed episode. We have tons of content to check out here. Looking at the recording before editing, we're already an hour in and we're about the halfway mark. So this is a great one to return back to. Probably end up being 90 minutes to a 2-hour episode, which is just sensational. Tons of coasters and things to check out here today. So we're gonna wind our way around to the car ride. Maybe we'll pass on through the middle here and see if there's any more shops. I will say, like, there's a lot of buildings in this area, right? But not a lot of like signage and things. Like, they all just feel like generic building A, B, C, D. And I'd like something to be a little bit more, like, stand out a little bit more, like some sort of beer garden or something. Even this restaurant feels the same as the other ones. There's no big signage or anything. I know it is a medieval area after all, but you can still kind of theme parkify it a little bit, in my opinion, right? And make a few of them stand out, whether you change the color palette and some sort of signage on front. I think it's even a fun idea to just be like, this is the smithing area. We're making horseshoes and stuff, and, you know, get a little bit immersive and then try to, you know, twist that into a ride of sorts and that sort of thing. Have a little bit of, get a little bit creative with some of these and let our imagination run wild a bit more. Because there's so many fantastic ideas you can do with, fantasy style buildings. But overall, it's got a good composition, it's got a good layout, and I think that has that going for it. I really love this garden area. I'm assuming that's where we get to the entrance of the car ride. This is definitely my favorite area of the bunch. The garden tours. Yeah, here we go. The castle up on the mountain serving as a good focal point to draw us in is really well done. Then going in here and discovering the car tours is a nice tertiary bonus, I would say, to the overall experience for sure. I don't know what's the best way to ride one of these. Probably chase you, right? And we could just watch the car tours here. The fast-paced music that you have just kind of in the area, assuming it's you guys can hear it and I didn't have to edit it out or anything. I think it's best served for the coaster itself or some of these faster paced coasters. And there's, you know, a more ambience, more chill music for the actual speakers that are around the park area would have been a lot better. As I suggested, Baldur's Gate 3 has some pretty good ambience and chill music to really soak it up. Because this one's been looping, and I think we've heard it like 15 times already. So something to think of for in the future. Just chilling when the experience is chill the music as well. Or speed up these vehicles to 50 kilometers per hour. Oh, speak of the devil, what is this? What is this music? This is what I was looking for. Oh, this is perfect. Yes. Okay. Very odd that it transitioned to this suddenly, as I was speaking about it. Well, I got what I asked for. This is gorgeous. Really, really gorgeous. And I love the music. Yeah, pretty. Let's pop out and take a look at it all. Pretty fantastic fantasy area. Like I said, I love this idea of having the joust. What are some elements from like I think of like Dragon's Reach from Skyrim or something. You got that bit of that vibe here, having the castle up at the top and that being the focal point when you walk into the building. What else could you do? Like a little aqueducts or like maybe like a sewer area. Maybe you have a Darkride down below in the depths of the sewers, or a jail cell, or you know, you could have a pillory in the middle with like a little event. I don't know. Like there's what other things you could do. I like the idea of having a crafter's area. Like you go in and you know, it's like a circular area, cul-de-sac if you will, a roundabout, and you have all the crafting of the horseshoes, the smithy and all that. As of right now, it does feel like these buildings have just kind of been generically placed about, and I wish there was a little bit more themes within the actual sections themselves so that you feel like you're transitioning around into different recognizable areas. As of right now, I get a little bit lost because I can't really tell the difference between the areas or the districts within the areas. So that would be the one thing I would punch up, but it was your second area. Artistically speaking, it's all really nice, right? I'm just thinking of immersion factor and, you know, really sinking us in to make this a believable fantasy universe, where you forget that you're in a theme park. You got to bring to life each and one of those buildings and tell a story through environmental storytelling. Now, I like, again, very gorgeous artwork. I love the garden areas. Rides were fantastic as well. So pretty stellar overall. I think the industrial area had the better rides so far. They're a little bit more intense. And I think you kind of dialed in the theming here. Everything did feel pretty distinct. So industrial still going to be my favorite thus far. However, we have all of this to explore still yet to come, ladies and gentlemen. So let's begin part 2 of the park tour, heading on into what is called the jungle area. Got some little jeeps up there. Welcome to the jungle. Waiting time. Okay, so these are all the rides. Gold Hunt, Tree of Life, the Vine Twister. Cool. Let's get lost in the jungle. There's some pretty incredible scenes in here. And I'm sure, because I mentioned earlier while we were on the train ride, it can get a little bit claustrophobic, lost in the weeds. We're going bushwhacking here today. A lot of jungle to dig through. Thus, we might get a little lost, and we're going to have to do a little bit of digging. But with that, I have a feeling... Oh, there's cable cars. That's fun. I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of hidden surprises that I didn't quite see in the B-roll prepping this episode, because there's so many nooks and crannies to this area of the park, and I'm very curious. The cable cars don't take us to another area. They're all within this area. So let's see where these go. Okay, orbit. Now we can look around a bit. All right, going right over the park entrance there. And then what do we have down here? This would have been a great area for a water park, actually. I don't think I caught any flumes in this park, and they didn't mention anything in the read-up. A small little water park or a couple epic slides might have gone a long way on this area of the park. Okay. I thought we were going to go up to what was a dive coaster. I definitely saw a dive coaster in this section of the park, but we really just went down. Now we're in the thick of it. Let's see. I don't know what that word is. Please help me. Calcotolids. Oh boy. It's a curse. The word is cursed. Well, I figured the entrance would be up there and the lift would take us up there, but apparently it's just right here? Question mark? We'll do the dive after the curse. 60-minute waiting time. It's pointing this way. Wait, why is it pointing this way? Okay. If there's not an entrance right here, I'm very confused. Oh, there is. Whoa, that's cool. You made a custom mask? That's actually kind of terrifying. It looks menacing. We'll use the standby line, the regular one. All right. Some bridges here. It's gonna be a boat tour? Question mark. We got a temple. Ooh. Ah. A nice view of the dive coaster passing right by us as we're coming down here. Honestly, this looks insanely captivating. Yeah, it's the boat log flume thing. All right, let's check it out. Biomushroom. Woo! And there goes the train. A train ride's fantastic. Love the views here. Waterfall, dive coaster, train, bridge for the train, multiple bridge for crossing over. It is chaos in the most organized way. And that is what I love to see from these kind of jungly areas, you guys. You got to get that elevation and layer it in. And we're seeing layers upon layers of complexity. Here we go. So it did say it was a curse, so I'm assuming this is some sort of like log flume dark ride, but even if it's just a scenic log flume, I mean, whoo, look at that coaster there. Great views. Foreshadowing to the what's to come. Little canals there, riverways. Ooh, Niagara Falls. This is cool. Very cool. Hey, we found a couple mythology pieces. Let's go. And it looks like we're going right up into the temple. I'm a fan. If the music doesn't get cut, it is a little distracting. I love the mascot. In we go. Camera? Hello? Frontier still hasn't worked out the camera on that piece. Oh. Oh, that's brilliant. Spinning room. Camera. I wonder if we get to actually go in the temple. How do we get cursed? I mean, we went through it at the top, but I meant the base of it. Okay. Plentiful drops. Definitely a good one. All right, there it is. I wonder if you're making use of the temple for something else, because it looks really cool, and I want to explore it. And I thought this would have been more of a, like, going into their Indiana Jones Temple of Doom style. Out of order. Doesn't seem out of order to me. What are we paying them for? All right, let's go deeper into... Actually, I'm sure there's a way around. I was thinking of spinning around and going back to the dive coaster, but let's just get lost a little bit and see if we can find our way back there. Oh, looks like he skinned this flat ride. Ha! That's silly looking. Not mad at it. All right, this will definitely take us back. All right, I want to check out this dive coaster. It looks phenomenal. Big splash down there. Yeah, I love the vibrance of this area. I kind of, yeah, you're using a lot of the tropical pieces, but you're mixing it in with the jungle stuff. So it does have a bit of a more happy, it's less adventure DLC from Planet Coaster 1 style adventure jungle, and it has a bit of that fun tropic feel to it, which I love. I'm much preferable of the kind of tropical jungles than anything else. Here we go. Hugh totals. Hugh totals. Totals. It's a mystery. Okay. Oh, like this. Oh, this is quite nice. A little bit of a janky swimming pool. All right. Ooh. And we have arrived at the dive coaster, ladies and gentlemen. Here's a look at the stats if you'd like to see them. We got green across the board, about 1 kilometer in length, 124 kilometers per hour. What's the biggest dive on this? A 61-meter drop, which is plentiful in my opinion. Pretty good dive, and we're going to be picking up some speed, absolutely. So, this seems pretty exciting. Great shot there. Great usage of your lift, making it interesting, right? I've seen a lot of plain lifts on these dive coasters before, and there's nothing to look at where I like we're going through the mountain. That's very, very, very cool. Really cool view there at the top. What the heck? Why am I on this? What just happened? Oh, my camera jumped. Wait, really? Oh, that is so strange. That was a beautiful view there from the very tippity top. Let's take another look at that. I mean, wow. Wow. Yeah, I would have made a little bit of a clearing right here just so we can see that temple. And we know that's the center of the park. That's a big feature there. And it would, yeah, open it up a little bit because then we would see the train passing through there. You know what I mean? Highlight a little bit of those little contraptions and nooks and neat little areas so we can catch a glimpse of those. Try to think of your sight lines from the POV of certain lifts and attractions for sure. Okay, well, we definitely went down that way. Let's go down this way and see what we... Ooh, that's fun. It's that ring ride. Flat ride built into the side of the wall with some rotating magical rocks. I like it. You have a few good skinned flat rides in here. It's hard to do them all when you have 26 of them. I do want to walk the queue real quick, and I guess we can jump the line here and get on in. Woo! Yeah, it's fun. Very fun. Oh no, I'm getting stuck. A little shopping area up top, built into the side of a rock. Super cozy. Bathrooms, drinks and souvenirs. Ooh, I'm gonna stick to the outside for now. I feel like once I go in there, I'm gonna get lost forever. Looks like we have an RMC up top. You really made the hardest words to read. Well, that's a word. Oh, hey, buddy. All right, we're at that long, crazy word coaster. It's a hunt. What are we hunting for? Oh, great shot of the coaster as we're walking down the queue. Looks like we're gonna be hugging low to the river banks. That's quite cool. All right, we have arrived. Let's see the coaster stats on this RMC. Almost 1 kilometer in length, 77 kilometers per hour, 6 inversions, some airtime, and I think we'll just do seat view. Yeah, seat view. Switch it up. That's super cool. I like the approach of this RMC. Normally what you see with these is people place them out like somewhere on the edge of the park or something because the track gets so intense and crazy. Whereas you actually like weaved it through the inner workings of the actual jungle, rivers, and that sort of thing, all the bridges, and that's like one of the most tight and confined areas to actually build an RMC, and you pulled it off. It's very interesting. It's intertwined. It's maze-like, snake-like even, which I definitely appreciate. That was quite cool. Very cool. Oh, little drop tower. This one's taking off right now. Let's go up the exit. There we go. It's a view of the inner workings there of the jungle. Still a ton to explore back there. I'm still curious if we can get to the actual temple. Yeah. All right, let's make our way in. I wanted to mention something. I just thought of it now. We did a recently featured something. In one of the restaurant rivals, what somebody did is they used the Flume platform where you enter it and you appear at the top. And then from there, you can go on and check out like a viewing platform. You could even have a slide at the top. You could do whatever. But it's a really cool idea for anybody that like wants to get to the top of something for a viewing area on foot. Oh, and it's basically a Planet Coaster 2 elevator, right? It's still a great idea, even just as a viewing platform to teleport to the top of something and then be able to teleport back down. Looks like we have a big stage here. Unfortunately, no show here today. That's going to be the next thing you do, Kutmandur, to I guess level up a bit, get into more movers and animatronics, sequencers, and that sort of thing, and light shows. But that's the next goal for you for your next park. So far, in terms of layout, artistry, theming, coaster designs, you've definitely hit the mark on all of that stuff, and it's been a fantastic experience so far. Absolutely don't need to have a show or anything like that just yet. I really like this area. I caught a glimpse of it in the B-roll, and I think this will be probably one of my favorite areas. And I think the reason for that is that opening, right? As I spoke earlier, we have the clearing in the trees, and we can kind of see a little bit more of what's to come, and it kind of opens itself up a little bit, reveals all this cool sight lines here, little riverbed down here, all the overgrown foliage leading inward, some sort of radio tower or something in there. It's all looking really cool. The jungle delivery. Wait, didn't I go on the jungle delivery? Or no, they had a delivery system in the other area, right? This is the second delivery. All right, look at that. Very cool. I love it when the queue interacts with the coaster. This one's quite interactive. The waterfall there and everything. So neat. It looks like the priority lane. Yeah, it takes you get wet. Good thing we didn't get a fast pass here today. Okay, we have arrived, and it's leaving without us. Oh, look at that! You made a little car. That's awesome. What are we dealing with here? It's green across the board, 1.2 kilometers in length, 43 miles per hour, a little bit of a slower experience, but it seems like it's got a lot of cool interactions with the environment. So we're gonna do look forward. Yeah, little jungle jeep exploration. Let's freaking go. Wow, that was really tightly confined, and it had some length to it. Is this one that I can actually do in the front? No. I really wanted to experience this from the front bumper. And this is the guest view. I guess we could try guest view at night. That one's gonna take off. You sit here right at the steering wheel. It's a really fun coaster. I also love the thematics of it with the Jeep, and the nighttime lighting is pretty unique as well. You can definitely see that our creator here today is definitely at leveling up the complexity of both the rides and attractions, the queues, and the areas as we progress deeper into what they built later on. I mean, at this point, they're probably 300 hours into the park or something, right? So they've worked out all the, you know, the difficulties of the learning curve of Planet Coaster, how to build things efficiently and quickly and that sort of thing. And then from there, you kind of advance into this ability to just start thinking more about the complexities of things. And we see that here. Those coasters were so heavily intertwined that you kind of got lost at times. And it's really, really cool to see. I feel like I have to go this way. I don't think we're done in this area yet, but I could be wrong. Oh, we're back at the funny tree thing, the monkey cage. Wait, it's the monkey the monkey cage. Is this the monkey cage? Oh, it's even sillier than I imagined. That's hilarious. The monkey cage. So we did cross down here. Let's pop out, make sure we hit it all from a bird's eye view. So the temple, we never got to go in the temple. Should have made temple racer go-karts. That would have been sick. We go up the very tippity top, but not in. Is there actually anything in there? No. It's okay. Log flume dive coaster, RMC, the little jungle explorer back here, a Coliseum type thing over there. I think we hit it all. Absolutely. All right, very cool. Very sprawling jungle. Well designed. Let's plop ourselves over here at the tippity top of the jungle and make our way into Viking land. What do we have here? Vikings. Well, very, you did call it, what did you call it? Generic islands? Very generic names for your themed areas. Viking, this is, jungle. However, they're not so generic, are they? I feel like if we would have given it a grand crazy name, I would have believed it. Okay. Oh, it's been a minute. I'm actually kind of excited about this. We got some, dueling coasters. Those look incredible. In fact, we should just go straight to them. Skalli and Hati. Hati. Skalli and Hati. Sky Chase. Oh, yeah, I'm pretty excited about this. Like, we got some Viking fatigue early on, and then people got better at it. And now that we're seeing it return, or when we do see it again revisited, it's been over the top incredible. Even this flat ride. Wow. And that's what I was talking about at the top of the video. I prefer to see just a handful of flat rides, but have them done to this level, right? So you just get that wow factor. You get excited about these flat rides. That's a really solid flat ride. It looks like it's ready to go to war. War machine. That's incredible. All right. But not as incredible as this dueling coaster that I can't find the queue to. This is just an upper deck for eating. And then where's our entrance? No entry. Probably got to go around. Definitely not. All right. I had the right idea. I think we just got a little bit further in. Oh! Big splash. What was that? What's going on over here? Someone's throwing grenades in the lake. This way. This is the way. Whoa, I think we'll save that Giga coaster for last. Hey, another skinned ride as a Viking ship. Simple but nice. Coaster wraps right around it, which is fun. I like this kind of windy path. It's a little bit like slopey and unnatural, or very natural, I should say. Ooh, hey, there's a thing I saw earlier on the train that I was laughing. This is hilarious. It's a bear, a cart. Wait, bear chasing the cart? All right, we're gonna check them both out here today. In fact, maybe we'll do one at day, one at night. I see one is orange, one is blue, so we'll do the blue one at night. Absolutely. All right. Woo! This is quite the walk. Oh, I'm excited for this. Let's freaking go. That's epic. You did a big station for both of them? That's neat. Very neat. Oh, this one's trying to take off. Ooh, definitely going from... Oh, no, how dare you? How dare you do this to us? All right. We're doing seat view with the guest. Oh, we're on the bear. Skalli is the bear. All right, let's go. Okay, we're gonna jump over straight to the other coaster, so we're gonna zoom out. I didn't feel the dueling interactions while I was on the experience, but might be a perspective thing. So what we'll do with this one when we go check this guy at night, we're gonna go to the back, very last seat in the entire train, and we'll even pop up to look forward at the back so we can see a little bit more. And then let's go ahead and change it to nighttime here, and maybe we'll see a little bit more of the interactions from the back. Fingers crossed. Yeah, that definitely seemed to help. They're so side by side and so competitive that the interactions are kind of happening simultaneously from the front of the car. You don't really notice it. But I will say this is like one of the cooler designs, I would say, in the park. And I don't think we can really truly appreciate it from the POV of the coaster like that. So what I'm going to do, we're going to pop out and check it out in a bit of an orbit view and see if we can kind of like follow them around a little bit. And okay, you can see that one goes up the lift and this one launches. That's already a pretty cool feature there. And yeah, they kind of touch there, come around. One's doing a loop while one's passing through, so definitely some great interactions there. Look at the theming, just this is so complicated. This definitely looks like legend quality builder. Like, it's actually incredible seeing the complexity of this from what was already really good coasters in the industrial area. I will say, like, Kutmandur came in here and they made some solid coasters right out of the rip. While the theming in the industrial area might have been a little bit bland or blockier, missing some trim or whatnot, none of that is missing here. So you definitely see the evolution of this builder's growth. And yeah, that was a really cool interaction all the way through. And yeah, just look at the complexity of this area. As I said at the top of the video, we started off here looking at this, and it's just incredible to see how far you've come, but yet we're saying that in the same video that we started the recording in, right? It's like, normally you say, oh, you've come so far after seeing someone's creation a year ago to a year from now, but it's all done here in your 500 hours. You've probably been working on this for like the past year, right? So it's funny because the entire journey of how far you've come is right here, right now, all in one video. And that's actually like kind of impressive. In my opinion, this is masterful quality in terms of like the composition, having that Giga Coaster in the background, just like right where all this stuff peaks and all these interactions are happening. You have that lift right over top. You have that airtime moment from the Giga Coaster, and then having that creek off to the side, the rolling hills and all that foliage. It just comes together as a beautiful composition. And to my point earlier, you have that height and that stuff and you're revealing it. You're not smothering it, which is what I was trying to suggest here, where everything's sort of like in a pit with a lot of trees. And then you've kind of done the opposite here, and you can really see how much more that stands out there, letting those focal points and those landmarks stand out from everything around it. And then again, the complexity of these coasters is really cool. They're all intertwined, and it's very, very fun. I really, really like it. And as I mentioned, the very first coasters in this park were good. You came in with a solid foundation of like, hey, I make good, smooth coasters, and now it's just time to like figure out a place for them, figure out what surrounds them, what calls you to them, what the visuals look like, and they were all pretty solid. You went from a like technically unranked builder, not knowing your kind of your skill level or where you stood in this game, and you evolved. You've very quickly evolved over the course of, well, it's not quickly at all, really. It's a 500-hour build. So, but you did evolve all in one place. And it's very cool to see that, because most of the time, as I just said, you see somebody's journey over the course of several creations. Now, Kutmandur has been featured in challenges, I'm pretty sure, and they've participated in all those things along the way, potentially even some of the contests as well. Forgive my memory, I haven't remembered every creator's name and creation so far, but this is definitely one that I'll remember. This is a standout park for sure. Hoist the Sails, that's our boat ride. I like this little nook here. It's very cozy. Again, oh, that's a cool shot. I was just gonna say, like, those orange trees pop, they draw your eye in right to the ship, and then when the coaster passes by is the cherry on top. So just really nice, elegant perspectives and layering of different elements there is really quite nice to see, for sure. Frost Giant. Now, this is the Giga Coaster, if I'm not wrong, right? It's called Frost Giant. So it is what it is. We're here. I wanted to save it till last, but embrace the moment. You know what? Speaking of embracing the moment, I don't think the creator intended this, but we're doing it. We're doing it. I've been waiting for an excuse to make it snow. It is the Frost Giant. It's fitting, right? I can't do any wrong here by doing this. We'll check it out as designed as well. We'll do a sun ride. However, it's the Frost Giant, and I did see a giant ice cave on this coaster. So it's pretty, oh, it looks so good. Okay, front bumper. What are the test results on this coaster here? Almost 2 kilometers in length. Oh, it just updated. 121 kilometers per hour. 10 airtime counts. Love to see it. Wait, 10 airtime counts, but and 10 seconds of airtime. That's gnarly. That's super gnarly. Let's go. Woo! Off to the races. Oh my heavens, the park looks incredible in the snow. Oh! Yeah, we're gonna have to take a closer look at this. Hold the phone. Orbit. Oh! Look at the lift. It's so magical. It's so magical. One thing I hope they do in the future is make it so the ice, the ponds freeze over and you can ice skate on them. That would be incredible. Please do that, Frontier. This is freaking fantastic. Okay, it didn't snow where I live this Christmas, or this winter, so I got very disappointed. Usually snows in Canada, guys, but it didn't, and I get my snow, finally. Let's go. That is absolutely magical. Frontier killed it on this weather effects. So good. I couldn't even tell the ice cave was an ice cave because it was just covered in snow. So yeah, we're definitely going to turn that off and see how it was intended to be. How do we do this? We switch it over. Oh, kind of want to see a thunderstorm too, to be honest. Maybe we'll do thunderstorm at night. But first and foremost, we'll do a look forward at the... We'll do a look forward at the back during regular sunny hours. And then we'll do thunderstorm at night. This is incredible. I love it. Great coaster, epic music, works great in all weather types. We're going to the moon. Let's freaking go. All right, to my previous points, you could definitely see the growth of the builder yet again. A Giga coaster like that is meant to sprawl the back end of the park, reach out, infinite space to do whatever you want with that track. However, when you brought it back in, we had tie-ins and interactions with that of the train, the flat rides, the plazas, all of that stuff. Fun interactions there. And last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, let's check it out at night here with a thunderstorm. Oh ho ho ho. This is crazy. You know what? I say we do cinematic, right? Let's do it. All the thunder strikes. So apparently the thunderstorms, now that they've added this in, it can strike your facilities and make things malfunction. But you can also disable that, which I think we have it turned off here for sandbox mode. So if something does get struck, it doesn't close the ride or anything. There we go. Look at this. This is actually kind of ominous and amazing. Wow. Okay, I'm here for it. Look at those shots. And we get a nice view. Oh, we get a nice view of the nighttime lighting as well. Okay, the stormy rain is kind of insane. This looks incredible. That doesn't. So, in Planet Coaster 1, if you hit the button again, it would change. It would automatically toggle the perspective to a new cinematic view. We can't do that in 2. So, we definitely need to try to post about that on the forums if we can. Because, if you like cinematic view, it's actually better in Planet Coaster 1 because of that feature. This looks really nice. The lighting in this Viking area is really top-notch. The way the rain kind of glistens a little bit is also fantastic. Kind of in a rock here. Ooh, see, this fisheye view is amazing, and unfortunately, it only appears once in a while randomly in cinematic mode. I wish we could force the perspective of that, so if anyone's making like a, I don't know, like a Flash or like a Marvel's coaster or like something like really intense, you could like fisheye lens it the whole way through to like make it feel like it's going faster. Just a few small camera things here and there would make certain POV's ride experiences go a long way. So Frontier is not done yet. Not done yet. This thunderstorm stuff's really great. Look at the lighting here. Again, Frontier did an amazing job with these weather effects, lighting, and I mean, so much of a better engine this time around. It's incredible. I guess people who play Planet Zoo are kind of familiar with it by now, but obviously they've made enough changes because apparently Planet Zoo's on the way, Planet Zoo 2. They've made enough changes for Planet Coaster 2 that they felt that they can do better for Planet Zoo, I guess. So that's, and then they're gonna probably do a bunch of stuff over there and bring it all over here, maybe. Fingers crossed, but it's looking good. Very, very cool. I kind of just want to stay at stormy weather, to be honest. It's so fitting for the Vikings. The gods are angry. Ooh, all right. I like these views. What's that? Is that it's a little boat ride? We got a Cascade water coaster over there. I mean, oh, we got a mine train. Yo, this is definitely the best area of the park. This swinging mine train, you can tell Kutmandur watches my videos because it does everything that I would want it to do, and it does it really, really well. So much so when I was doing the B-roll, I was like, I need a few more shots of this. So you guys probably would have saw a sneak peek of it. I'm pretty captivated by this weather. Every time the lightning, the storm and the lightning goes off, you get like a little better glimpse of things, and it's highlights certain things there. Look at the windmill that back there with the cascade going around it. I mean, I kind of want, just thinking out loud here, as always, I want somebody to make coasters intended for certain weather effects, and then just say that when I go up to the queue, and say like, ride during winter, you know, that sort of thing. Ride during thunderstorm, and then, hi! Your butt wet now? But yeah, like, I think you can really take like a dark ride, like a water cascade coaster that's a boat ride, and then have effects where trees fall over, because you could just put them on a mover and knock trees over. Because look at the weather is actually making the trees rustle a lot more. We get the random periodic lightning strike and flash. Then you can actually enforce those things further by making things fall over, by making a lightning bolt strike or having an effect. And then it's just amplified by all of the actual weather itself. And then you get like a really unique handcrafted experience that you can only get through using the effects of weather in Planet Coaster 2. So just some food for thought for you guys. Odin's Fall. It's a drop tower. Honestly, I kind of want to see it with these weather effects going. Look at this! Okay, that is an intended waterfall, I'm assuming. But then it feels, because it's raining so hard, that the water would be funneling off there because the downpour is so heavy. That's crazy cool. Guest facing, cabin orbit. Yeah, we want cabin orbit. Up we go. Whoop, whoop. Look at this. Wow, it's like a completely different theme park. I gotta say, I really like the lighting in this Viking area. It's incredible. If you compare it to your previous areas, it's definitely like masterful. Incredible growth, Kutmandur. I think this has been a fun episode through and through. If you had done the whole park at that quality over there, I think it would have been a good submission. And the fact that we get to see like each area like evolve is really a fun experience, because what we are seeing here in the Viking area, this could be a little mini park of its own, and you could have just submitted that, and I would have, you know, it would have been a legendary theme park experience through and through. And I think that just portion of it, even being like a 30 to 40 minute park spotlight, would have been fantastic. But instead we got that kind of that evolution, and we're ending off with like a really legendary theme park. It's really, really cool. So really well done, and I love the seeing that growth along the way. It's like we went on an entire journey with this builder here today. I'm a little lost though, and it doesn't help that it's like night, and it's, yeah, maybe we could do thunderstorm at day. I don't want to turn it off, guys. It's so much fun. Oh, I will say the daylight thunderstorms kind of doesn't hit as hard. Everything's kind of one tone now. Almost kind of feels a little bit more cartoony, right? With the lighting just like completely washed out. I'm not mad at that, actually. It's interesting. Okay, where are we going? Signs. We went there. We went there. We want the Vikings' revenge and the Nerd's adventure. And it says that way. It just came from this way. Jump cut. That's the exit. That's the no entry. We want on this ride. Let me in. All right, we're cheating. Yo, look at this. This is incredible. Wow. What an experience. Oh, we got a junior dragon. There's more, but wait, there's more. Okay, we're going to the Dragon Academy, 100%. I'm going to switch between weather more often because this has been so much fun. I think it's just more fitting for the Viking area, this storminess. Oh, hello, it's little buddy. All right, junior dragon, family coaster, and not so friendly weather. We're going to ride, look forward at the back. And we'll do the front bumper properly with the proper settings. Wow, look how long this train is. It's so nestled into the buildings and the trees that you almost don't even get wet during the thunderstorm, which was kind of a neat surprise there. All right, we're gonna do daytime now with the POV of the front bumper. All right, what a difference during the vibrant day cycle here. Absolutely gorgeous. Fun junior there. Really liked it. Okay, I just had a random thought. Lost my my brain went somewhere else, but if anyone played Expedition 33 recently, one of the greatest games of all time, game of the year last year, there's something that they call the Gestural Village. And I think we can actually build that with the Viking pieces in Planet Coaster. And there's some really great gestural music as well from the soundtrack, which you can use. So if you want to get really creative, I would definitely do some research on the gesturals in Expedition, because I think it's very fitting to that of theme parks. I mean, the whole thing was like essentially like mascots, and it very much like a theme park area of that video game itself. And they even had like mini games and everything where you had like climb rock towers and stuff. They had an only up style game. All right, Svatalfheim. Let's go. Express line. We'll do the standby. Yeah. I'd love to see a gestural village in Planet Coaster. In fact, I've had these, you've probably heard time and time again, I've used the Baldur's Gate music and the Expedition 33 soundtracks for these videos, for the intros and certain coasters. I just think they're so fitting for that of theme parks that it's had me thinking of like doing another Project Planko style park with the community where everybody gets to contribute something epic to the park, but doing it to the theme of like a Baldur's Gate or an Expedition 33 style, yeah, kind of an epic experience like that. So we're definitely going bucket seat for this guy. It is the Mine Train coaster after all, and it's going to knock your socks off, I think. I haven't ridden it yet, but I've seen a couple clips of it. You've seen a couple clips of it, and it's going to be an adventure, I think. So here we go. Let's do it. Yo, that was absolutely epic. Oh my god. I freaking love it, you guys. In fact, I know half of it is underground, but I want to see how much the snow gets into the nooks and crannies, right? So we got to do it again in snow. What? No, we'll go again. And I also want to ride at the... We're going to do... Look forward, but at the back? We should still swing. Question mark? Hopefully? No. Oh, yeah, I don't know what's happening. We'll see. I can always pause it. But yes, look at the snow building up on everything. The reason I want to ride the back is there's big lava tank, the forge, right? It comes in with all the molten hot metal or whatever, and it pours it. But the timing of it, we didn't get to see it, like, actually pour it. You'll see what I mean in a second. I'll have to try to get the camera focused in on it. But this is so cool because, like, when you're doing the snow like this, there's certain areas where the snow can't get to, and that's what I really wanted to see, especially as we're spiraling down. See how much it kind of gets in. This part's so cool because you flip it. Wait, okay, this doesn't actually work. Okay, we're at the back now. Okay, so yeah, but see, there's little platforms where it has snow just on the outside. It is getting down here, which I'm very happy about. And to my previous point about designing rides for certain weather effects, if you were to do that, you could have, like, you know, a giant hole here in the ceiling and the snow's coming down and actually building up on a platform, and you have like a tree growing there or something, like it's, yeah, and then the snow's hitting it and drawing your attention to it. Like, you could have these like little things like that that are just, you know, neat ideas that are only able to happen in these certain weather effects. Yeah, but the way you flip the train upside down, flipped it back up, the rolls are really nice. And turning it into that of an actual hanging, swinging mine train. But yeah, see, the bucket comes swinging across. You guys saw that when we were sitting in the front. Then it pours, but look at this. It actually, like, carpet bombs us. So, you know, you can't really see that unless you're at the back. And with that being said, I think what you could have done is delayed it just a little bit so that when we're turned around and coming forward, it's now passing. So it needs like a little bit of a delay so that we can actually see it coming by doing that from a different angle. But it's such a fun idea. It's really, really cool. You made, like, I think it's just a fantastic element down here. It just really made this area feel more alive, and like they're actually smelting, constructing, and making ingots and stuff down here, and you see that mechanism really emphasizes that. How cool is this during the winter, though? Very fitting to that of the Viking village. Let's pop out and take a look at it. My goodness, this is incredible. I know you didn't build the snow, but your park looks great with snow on it. Although I cannot tell which coasters I've been on and which ones I haven't been on when it's all snowy like this. It's like, okay, clear skies. Watch the snow melt, guys. Wait for it. That's so neat. All right, yeah, the Cascade. Look at this little area back here. I love this little farmland you got going. You definitely made it feel a little bit different from everything else. A little bit more vibrant. Got a little swamp down there. So I'm assuming the entrance is probably around here somewhere. It's going in this building, but can we? It's actually back here. Okay, Nord's Adventure. Let's do the express line. Just looked over my recording. It is over 2 hours now, but I do edit like the little hiccups and waiting, and I make sure that things are fast and snappy. So when I'm fiddling with things, you guys don't end up ever seeing any of the actual hiccups. So sometimes I edit about 20 minutes out, sometimes more, but pretty close to a 2-hour Park Spotlight for the return of Park Spotlight. This is a great one. Generic islands did not end up being that generic at all. I think my favorite aspect of this entire adventure has been that of the growth of our creator over the 500-hour adventure that they put into this. You definitely see that, and now it makes me believe that, like, hey, you've reached this quality bar that we're seeing from the Viking area. That is your builder level now. All that being said, I personally feel like they're at an advanced level right now. It's a no-brainer to jump them straight to expert. Sometimes we do a double promotion, we do a double jump, but I also leave it up to the hands of the viewers sometimes. Do you guys think this is masterful work? I think there's an argument to be for me to agree on as a yes. The only devil's advocate move that I would make or to argue against that is this area of the park is masterful. The entire park hasn't been done to this level, but this creator has achieved this level. Therefore, I believe that whatever they do next, they're going to start building consistently at a masterful level and even pushing that towards the legend. But we do see a lot more movers, animatronics, and those sequencers out of the master builders, whereas we did see a handful throughout this park, like the molten lava thing. Every ride had at least like one mover, and I think that's definitely, for me, what the expert level is doing, right? And even the masterful level, I just think a little bit more of that. Still a few things to brush up on in terms of masterful quality. Even like these little areas here, the house is put down, but it hasn't rested. It hasn't been lived in. We need a few more weeds, bushes, barriers. Seeing a little bit of that here as we come around the corner. But yeah, like just more clutter in some of the areas, especially in that industrial area. It's feeling a little empty in some spots. So I think just, pushing those micro details a little bit further is definitely going to take you to the masterful legend area. But this area, in my opinion, is pretty legendary through and through, and the polish is really, really clean. So I think whatever Kutmandur sets their mind to next, they're not only going to start at this quality, but they're going to finish at a legendary quality, because you can see over the 500-hour experience here to build this park out, how much they grew, right? And yeah, that it's just really impressive to me. So let me know down in the comments below, do you think Kutmandur is a master? Fire away and say master, and maybe if we get enough people, we'll actually do that. But I'm definitely giving you the expert promotion here today, because I think that is obviously deserved. And not to worry. Oh, look at this. See, I would have done some burning barrels here. The house is catching on fire. There's got to be some burning stuff or burnt stuff down below. Couple little details here and there to really sell me on the atmosphere for this area. But the general main pieces are just phenomenal. Really, really good. Yeah, and Kutmandur is competing in generally contests and challenges. That is obviously part of where their growth has been. When we try to give feedback and all that stuff, we try to do it in the challenges the most, because that's where people are trying to grow. So participating in those things is really going to help you with the smaller things, and every small thing builds up to the big things in the end. So come join us on Discord, guys. Participate in our challenges, our contests, our events. And if you just want to hang out, it's a great place to share your progress on whatever you're building and get some thoughts and feedback from that there. Also, I generally like to feature parks from people that I'm becoming familiar with. We do feature random people, but when I know somebody is like a community member, like there's often times where I'm seeing the progress of a park that somebody's building in Discord, and they're updating me on it, or they're DMing me, and I become familiar with the actual person. When they say, hey, my park is done, I'm already wanting to put it to the front of the line, because I know who they are, I've seen it, I've been excited for it, and it's not just like a random submission that hit the inbox. It's something that I'm personally invested in, because I've seen the growth of the builder along the way. So that alone is a good reason to join Discord. What is this? We have a giant facility here. Vikings Revenge at Darkride. And also, if I'm not mistaken, there was this one. We did miss something in the adventure area. I remember seeing that in the B-roll. So we're not quite done yet, ladies and gentlemen. We actually will probably hit that 2-hour mark, which is epic. Let's go in here, and then we'll do the one in the adventure area as well. I was sort of giving my final thoughts as riding that log flume, but we'll save it. I got most of it out of my system, so we'll have a shorter outro. And Vikings Revenge, standby line. Let's go. Interior Darkride experience. Great facility, too. You did a good job. The fact that oh, no, I'm stuck in the ground. Ugh, that sucks. Okay, maybe we'll use the other pass. Or is there just the one? Ah, express line. Wait, what? This is the express line? I don't think it works. You forgot to connect it. What was I saying? I lost my train of thought. The fact that I lost... Okay, I'll follow them. Aha. The fact that I didn't see the building, the giant facility in the jungle area, it was so well incorporated, is a great job of making a gigantic boxy facility for an interior experience and hiding it in a way that it's not sticking out like a sore thumb. We've seen these in the past where people have done it. This is actually the second ride I ever built in this game. Oh, also, it's the oldest still standing attraction in this park. All this to say, it's best enjoyed at 2 or 3 times speed. I like the honesty there. Oh, it's one of these things. Okay, thank you. Is this the station here? Okay, it is. All right, 2 or 3 times speed. Yeah, these Omni movers, if they're not like fully detailed with a bunch of sequencers and events and like animatronics and animations, they're just scenes that you look at. So it is sometimes preferred to see them at 2 or 3 times speed, or you could just speed up the ride. I think that might be a better way of doing it. But I'm glad you pointed it out as you left a note for us there saying like, hey, this is one of the earliest things I did build, because the surrounding stuff is one of the latest things you've built. So it's like the quality of this might not match the quality of what we've seen so far throughout the Viking Zone. So having that explanation is quite nice, especially right after we had the expert master debate. Like, wait, I take it all back. He's a builder. Oh, no. That's great. So yeah, we have one more to check out in the jungle area, but what a fantastic journey it's been. It really has been. 16 coasters, all of them were very smooth, great layouts, fun, dynamic. They twisted in and out of their environments, great environmental storytelling. They all were pretty epic adventures. Then we had a pretty decent log flume at that, and now we're seeing 2 little dark rides as well. So I mean, jam-packed end-to-end mega park. It's hitching a lot at 3 times speed. I'm looking at my recording and it's not handling it too well. It's probably better to just speed up the ride for the, because I noticed that this game, it might have something to do with the DLSS technology, but like it runs better at regular speed than it does 3 times speed. I mean, for obvious reasons, everything's going faster, right? But it like hitches a lot, it hiccups a lot, it stutters a lot. And even when I'm fast forwarding, I'm like, is this actually faster? Because it feels like it's lagging up the game. Anyways, really great theme park here from Kutmandur. A perfect return to form in terms of bringing back parts of Spotlight after a little bit of a break here. We have a ton of really epic ones in the lineup here. I've already picked out a pretty good lineup for you guys for the coming weeks, and I'm pretty excited to get to them all. But you set the bar high. This is a great one to come back to, and I think you've done well, because we've known Kutmandur from a while now, did a lot of unranked and builder style builds, and then moved up the ranks to advanced builder. And honestly, like I'm not meaning any offense by this at all. I did not expect the quality that we saw here today from this builder, because they essentially been putting all the quality that they've done. So like I know that they've done some good builds, but this is the best of their builds. And it's been really nice to see this Viking area and even the jungle area up to the builder level that I've seen from Masters and Legends. So that's what I mean by I mean no offense by it, because it's more so a compliment that you've been saving, you've had this in your back pocket, and you're ready to surprise me with your growth. And it's been really heartwarming to see how good you got at the game through the process of making this park right here. So beautiful journey, absolutely. So now we'll check out the gold hunt. Something. Oh yeah, it's hunt. It got knocked over. Where's the actual entrance to this guy? Entrance. Boom. Okay, we're going. Wait, why's the music so fast? I'm like, am I on fast forward? I feel like I'm playing Street Fighter or something. What is this? I feel like I'm supposed to be running down the queue. All right. Oh, there we go. It's a Huntsman, right? Or is it a shooting ride? Huntsman. All right. This is the type that we want to sit in the middle seat for. Yeah. Okay, Darkride. Let's go. Like this random stuff falling over. I'm not sold. It does not look believable, but it's funny. It's kind of endearing. Speaking of which, I thought I remember seeing a tree fall down somewhere in the jungle while I was getting the B-roll, and I thought, oh, there's gonna be like a ride or something that like plows through the trees. And now that we're actually at the end of the experience, I don't remember. Maybe it happened subtly and we didn't see it from the POV of a coast or something, but you know, more things to find. I mean, if I miss something, it happens. We try to, I mean, I say generally with my videos, they take as long as they need to take. As such, they end up being hour, 2 hour long videos. And I would say compared to most YouTubers who are aiming for 10, 15 minute videos, I definitely take my time with these. And even then, we miss things, right? So share codes for these parks are down in the description below. And you guys are always free to download them. In fact, I recommend you download them, rate them, subscribe to them, because it helps the creators. They've recently revamped the Frontier Workshop page. I've noticed that I'm getting star ratings on my creations now. It's more akin to that of what the Steam Workshop was back in the day, and it's looking like a pretty good facelift to me. So now people are going to actually care about those ratings and those subs and all that stuff, because it's always fun to go to your workshop page and see a bunch of 5 stars and ratings and hearts and all that. So do go show the creators some love, guys, as well as leaving a comment's really important too. You know, like yeah, it's I made the video at the end of the day. You can leave a comment for me if you'd like. You can give me some feedback if there's a particular way that's something I can improve on. I definitely listen to you guys and try to improve myself, but I'm sure the creator wants to hear what you think about their park. So leave them, address them, leave them a message and let them know what you thought of their creation here today. I'm sure they would appreciate that. So I think I've pretty much said everything I wanted to say about this park without like sounding like a broken record. You know, that the big shining thing here, it's been different from that of parks that we visit before, because of the growth there. And what I've come to used to is we do have seen that time to time, but we'll usually see like a master builder jumping in at that level. So it's pretty masterful through and through. Here we had like a brand new builder to the game doing their first ever creation, and ended up going from this to this. And honestly, like I said, if you just built at this quality through and through, I still think it's a good park. And we've seen that time and time before. And there have been a lot of builder or advanced builder parks that we feature and more to come that are like this level through and through. But then I guess they didn't spend 400 or 500 hours on it like here our creator did here today. So you don't actually see that growth along the way. You just see that consistency. So it was an interesting experience for that part. I try to provide a little bit of feedback here and there with the jungle and the view sites, the layout of the town being a little bit repetitive and randomly placed houses and needing a little bit more environmental storytelling to really like sell what these buildings are, like why these people, like make a medieval village with all the amenities. Think of a game, look at a game like Kingdom Come Deliverance, like where they put the buildings and why and how it makes sense, like having the tavern near the you know, this area and the gallows and all that sort of stuff, pillory and then where is that in the center of the town, like an opening plaza area? Where would the joust go to that? Like if they're jousting, they need horseshoes, so maybe the smith should be nearby. And then how does the smith near all the other things? Try to find like a town or game from it. That's probably the best way to do it. Most games like think of that stuff beforehand and file it out, but then add a little bit of personality to it. Like if you do a blacksmith house, and maybe you could have a big statue of a horse out front and some big horseshoe thing that make it of basic shapes, so it kind of stands out. And then you could Plankify it a little bit and theme parkify it a little bit so they stand out. So that was my feedback for that area. Just make a few sight lines, clearing out a few trees so we can highlight a few of the cool things in this area, so it's not just swallowed, was my feedback there. But as much as feedback as I'm getting, as I was also giving compliments on the same half. I think that the artwork is done really, really well, and to elevate that further to make it is that environmental storytelling, right? And all the little nooks and all the little river sides and certain areas where the waterfall comes together. I think there was a lot of really good layers and compositions throughout this park overall. So I'm just trying to help this builder think of, you know, what would be after that. How can I take it a little bit further? The Viking area pretty much don't really have any feedback for. I thought it was pretty outstanding. There was like a few things on these rides where it needs a little bit more treatment, burning barrels, burning stuff, some burnt stuff, some black stuff, just to sell that story a little bit more. And then maybe you could carry that through to, I mean, it feels pretty cluttered in the base area of the park. So do what you did over there. That would be my feedback. You're already doing it right here, so do it right on the rides as well. And then, yeah, the last but not least was you should have built your park entrance last, because it does need a little bit of love. I like the Planko friend there. That's great. In the industrial area, I don't really have much for you because it's an industrial area. I think you kind of nailed it. There's smokestacks, there's buildings. Other than like the trim on the buildings is an obvious neat, yeah, upgrade there. But you know, it's pretty solid. I actually quite like this area, especially the coasters. Yeah, no, it's a very good experience. It's all tied together. The flow of the park was also pretty good, other than I felt it was a little bit long-winded over here. But generally speaking, everything kind of went around into the next area with some alleyways and crossovers in between. So you had options, and it wasn't too hard to navigate. Very good. Very, very solid theme park here today. A mega park. Kutmandur! So let's give a shout out to our creator here for the day. Getting all smoky here. Kutmandur. They're on Twitch, guys. I shouted it out. We'll have a link down in the description below. Actually, it's right freaking here. Let's go. Coasting through games at twitch.tv is our creator. Great experience. I really hope I don't have any problems in post in terms of custom media. Usually when I do that, I trust you guys that I'm not going to get a bunch of copyright strikes, and then I have to re-edit the video if I do, take it down, and then it ruins the quality of the video, and we might as well have just gone without it in the end. In terms of the media, I didn't see a whole lot of it other than those waiting signs and the queue signs, so none of it was really used for the actual screens and stuff in terms of on-ride experiences. So maybe custom media, if you're going to use it, also think about how you can use it on the rides, like, yeah, little videos and stuff on the rides. That would have been maybe something you could do to punch it up. But, I mean, exceptional quality, expert quality, even masterful in areas, for sure. And I think Kutmandur is on their way to becoming a master legend in this community. What do you guys think? Fire away down below. And that is going to do it for today's episode, the return of Park Spotlight. Plenty more epic ones to come, so stay tuned, subscribe, and all that. And we'll see you guys soon. Bye now.